Okay, we're live.
Yeah?
Welcome. Joao Machado. Machado meaning axe, correct?
Exact.
Oh, bro, the story of when we met goes back 2 years, 3 years?
I think more.
When I was traveling through Portugal and we met by accident.
Yeah.
It's funny how in life you zig when you should have zagged and you make a different decision, and from that decision so much is created.
True.
You know, you told me back then that when you would usually go for a walk with your dog, you would go left, but for some reason that day you said, let me go right.
Yeah, it was I think was my first time in that place, in the way that I decided to go in that day. Yeah, it was my first day, yeah, in that way. And I don't know, bro. I don't know how to explain that.
Tell me a little bit about where you grew up, where you live now, and what your goal is and where you would like to live.
So you are saying to say what already happened, everything to me,
Yeah.
and what I expect
Yeah.
to have in the future. So everything started in Vila Franca de Xira. I born in Vila Franca de Xira, but I lived all my teenager and as a child in Povo de Santiria. And I went, so in also after that I went that 5 months to Ireland to live after the
Limerick,
the
correct?
college, exactly, to Limerick, where I spent 6 months there, more or less 6 months. And I came to Portugal after that 6 months. I did my master, and after my master, I went to live to Ericeira, to the house that you know in Ericeira.
The surf capital of
Exactly,
Portugal.
of Portugal, Ericeira. Some people say that is Peniche, but
You don't
but
agree?
I don't agree. But I went to Ericeira to live in the house that you know. For 5 months I lived there, and I moved to recently, some months ago, to Torres Vedras. Because also of the financial part, that in Ericeira can be difficult to live regarding the prices of the houses.
What is the average rent for like an apartment in Lisbon?
In Lisbon,
Yeah.
it depends. A studio, if it's with one room, one bedroom, if it's with two. But I would say that with one bedroom, depend of course of the part of Lisbon, but can achieve. If it's a new building, for example, can achieve thousands of euros per month, thousands. And if it's a old building, renting a apartment, I would say with one bedroom, I would say 1,000 and something, 1,200, 1,300.
And what's the minimum wage per month? Average. What's the average wage in Portugal if you work in Lisbon in a normal job?
So the average is more and less 1,000. Yeah.
So all of your month's wage gone for rent, just for rent.
Yeah, but like the people that works there, for example, in Lisbon, the majority don't live in Lisbon. live in suburbs, you know,
Yeah.
like Povo de Santiria, the place where I grew up.
Yeah.
Also, it's all people that come from Povo de Santiria, Alvercas, everything
Bro,
around.
tell me more about the fires. The fires in the north of Portugal.
The fires, bro. So, Portugal
Yeah, right now we're in the middle of Portugal, literally.
yeah, we are in the middle, but it's a little bit more north. We had also close to here, but I would say that the majority of the fires this year were in north of Portugal. But yeah, bro, so we just had a really bad situation now in the north of Portugal. The fire destroyed many houses, people without nothing now. And the worst part is the forest that was hectares and hectares and hectares burned, you know.
But why? Because like you didn't have a hot summer this year
No,
in Portugal. Like same in Ireland. Like we didn't have a summer. So why? Like how are the fires starting? Why?
So I would say by my experience and by the numbers that this fire was was the worst, you know, the worst in the last, let's say, 30 years more or less or more, by what I know. But the thing is, everyone knows what is happening in north of Portugal. Also, a lot of industries needs wood and land to construction, to everything. And the thing is, a land burned, the value of a land burned is less than normal conditions in a normal condition, you know.
It decreases the value of the property.
Of course. And also the wood that you have, so the trees that you have in your land, also to cut and to give wood
To sell,
for the furniture, whatever you buy. My roof is everything with wood. So the price of that wood will decrease, let's say, drastically, you know. But yeah, but so we know what's happened. We know that the fire is comes from the human with the will of
Man-made
do that.
fires. Yeah.
And the thing is, the government has no control. It's almost impossible to control that, from what they say. And yeah, and we see people now with nothing, and that guys that are, some of them are in police custody now. But we know, Portuguese people, that maximum 2 years of prison, or maybe go to a hospital, the mental
hospital,
mental
yeah,
hospital.
institute.
And that, for example, one of the guys that the police got this summer, one of that guys was already in prison some years ago for the same.
Yeah.
Because of the same, you know, did the same.
Yeah.
So, bro, what I can say. And the thing is that, you know, the nature is really the only thing that we all together have, you know. We all together have. The rest, bro, it's individuality and also luxury, you know.
Luxury. But even for nature now you need to pay.
Yeah.
I told you yesterday how much it costs to climb Mount Everest, 70,000 euros. It used to just be a challenge, a real challenge, you know. But now you have oxygen masks, and you have Sherpas carrying your equipment for you, so you don't have a backpack, you don't have nothing.
You don't have the adventure.
No, but if you have money, you can say you did it, you know.
Yeah.
The biggest thing you taught me, and I mentioned this in my book, was that the principle to just accept. No matter what happens in your life, just accept. Were you always like that, or is that something you learned?
No, I learned.
You learned? How did you learn that, man?
I would say that was by experience, personal experience, because sometimes I was the guy that was always thinking why that thing happened to me, you know, why? I was looking for an answer in everything in my life, because I was a mathematic, I was a guy that really pragmatic, you know, and I was always trying to find an answer. I understood that first of all, why you need an answer. If you need why, you need to think that. And secondly, because doesn't matter, already gone, you know, that situation. Why you are thinking that? Thinking the first one, and and this is a thing that I sometimes, bro, for sure that this already happened to you. So you are thinking a lot in one thing, and you don't find the answer, you don't find the solution for that problem.
Sometimes you do, but it's 5 years later, 10 years later.
You got the point. So you are, after that happened, you are thinking in that a lot, why, and after you completely forget that in 1 year, and in 5 years you find the answer to that, bro. Sometimes we are just running, trying to solve problems in our mind that are not supposed to be solved yet, you know, will be solved in one day, in the right time.
When the time comes.
Yeah, when the time comes, exactly. So it doesn't matter, bro. And in that 5 years, when you get the answer, you think, fuck, bro, I spent so many time, so much time thinking in that, and now for me I got the answer, and it doesn't matter.
All of the things we worry about today, 6 months from now, will be irrelevant.
Yeah, some theory says that, yeah.
And we live in the future all the time. We don't live in the present.
Yeah.
You know, but if you think about it, the present is the future, because this is the future that you were thinking about 5 years ago, 10 years ago. This is now the future, but it's in the present.
Yeah. True.
I was talking to you earlier, and I was describing the idea that you cannot accept something new into your life if you don't get rid of the old. You know, you need to make space in your heart, you need to make space in your life. And in order to do that, you need to get rid of the old, which is painful, and trust that something new is coming. But that period between the old and the new is emptiness. There's nothing there. That's also known as the unknown, you know, and that's the scary part. That's the part where that's the reason what stops a lot of people from going after it, from making changes in life. But what I didn't tell you is the hardest part of that process, which is once you've let go of the old, and once you're in the unknown, you have to keep your heart open. You have to keep yourself open. Even though you know that in the past you did that, maybe you got hurt, maybe you had a really bad experience. Maybe you learned a lot though, you know? Because if you close yourself off, if you close your heart, new is never gonna come because you're gonna keep living in the past. You know, and that's also the hard part. That's also the hard part because the more you trust in life, the more often you get hurt, you know?
I would say that I know, I know what it is. Like I know that because I think that I already passed for something like that, you know, and to understand all that things, you know. But yeah, bro, I would say it's life. It's the game that we talk about, you know. You know how to play the game. You know how to play the game, you know.
The game which is life.
Yeah. So, the game is difficult. The game has some tricks to jump some levels, but you need to know how to play the game.
And in order to know how to play, you need to play.
Yeah, you need to play. Only playing you can learn how to play. Like everything, bro. You know all the things that you know today, not just because you discovered, but because a lot of people before you were here and discovered that and teach you that, you know, a lot of things. So you need to play it's not to let's say that it's not to cheat the game, you know. It's like
Cheat, yeah.
Cheat, you know. It's not to cheat the game. It's
to exploit it, to understand it.
Exactly. Exactly.
What is the game to you? What is your... Actually, let me ask you this. What does the word courage mean to you?
The word courage. To me, means it's difficult to explain. Means you have courage, or do you have the strong, the strong feeling and the strong will of do something that also comparing with the majority of the people they don't have. I would say that it's something like that, but it's difficult to explain. It's difficult to explain that. It's like sometimes it's think less, you know.
When's the last time you did something that required courage?
Really, courage. I never felt that I was a person with a lot of courage. You know, like I never thought that was a person that was courage. You know.
Well, being courageous means to be someone who does something which is scary but does it anyway.
Exactly. Better way to explain. Better way to explain. Exactly.
So when is the last time you did something that you were really scared to do, but you did it anyway?
I think it was the only thing that I did in my life. And I think it was the only action of real courage that I had was when I went to Ireland alone. Yeah.
Why Ireland?
So the Brexit started. The process of Brexit started when I was planning to go to England, but the thing is, what the goal was always learn English. So I talked in England, but after like they were already in the process of Brexit. Other country in Europe that speaks English,
Mm.
Ireland. So I went to Ireland, and I had a bonus that I had there some friends of my friends, and I had a point of contact, to start looking for everything. Happened like that. And yeah, bro.
That's the most important thing, isn't it? Is having connections,
Exactly,
having a network.
exactly.
Yeah.
In life, not forget the business part, the jobs, forget everything. In life, even to in the past, when the people were living what they were producing, in that time they changed the experience. Like I need the guy that knows how to build a house. Oh, my neighbor, my cousin, my whatever. They would to get that person to help, and they would help in another thing, in producing cheese. So all our lives, like even in the past, all the generations live the same as we are living. But now we have internet. There is a thing that can connect people that was not supposed to be connected. Sometimes, when I say that, it's not with bad intention.
Bad intentions, yeah.
It's with as you told me this week, we have a lot of information available to
Too
us.
much.
Too much.
Too much
And
info.
that
At the
can
click of your fingertips, you have.
and that can change the way that you grow up, the way that you everything, that you do. You have kitchens exactly the same, the structure more and less the same as American people, and should not be like that. Why? Why you have the sink exactly the same? You have everything exactly the same.
Nothing is authentic anymore.
Yeah, no, bro. Because the sink in Portugal, when we had not internet in the past, was a different. But we changed because America changed. Because like when I say America, it's like
Well, no, a lot of things that happen in America culturally, within a few months or
influence
years,
the world.
influences
Of course, the music,
rest.
everything. In certain points, they control the world now.
What is what is the current thinking of the local people living in Portugal collectively?
One thing that all the people think.
Well, not doesn't have to be one thing, but things that a lot of people would feel the same about. First of all, like life in Portugal is hard
Yeah.
to live here.
But the people are used to. The other generations were living worse. So now it's kind of easier, let's say, easier to live. Like we are talking in a time that, for example, my grandfather has to split a sardine, one sardine, by six brothers and sisters. One sardine, it was a lunch for 6 people, So now you have a lot of helps, a lot of institutions, a lot of organizations that can help that people. But the thing is, the old people are not so worried about that. We are the 20s, the 30s. We are also teenagers. People are worried about that. The world is afraid of the future, because like always for Portuguese people, and we had this 2 generations ago, like back, that I don't know, 30-40% of Portugal went to France, went to Luxembourg,
Are a lot of people leaving
Switzerland.
Portugal now?
I can't give you that numbers. I can't
No,
give
not
you that.
numbers, but
No, but the perception that I have can be really different from the other people. You know, I can. I will not say because maybe I will be lying. You know, lying, and I
do
don't.
you know a lot of people who left?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
Where are people going to?
Now it's more difficult to get some specific points because now we are global. We have internet. We are everywhere. So, but I would say America a lot. America and countries like Switzerland.
Really?
Yeah, Switzerland, Luxembourg, uh, that kind of countries where the salary is the best of Europe, is the best salary of Europe. Because people doesn't want to be there for a long time, you know, for a lot of years. So they go,
Work.
they collect the most money that they can, and they return to Portugal and open a business or a small team.
It's
to
crazy,
live
isn't
the
it?
rest of
It goes back again to money.
everything because of the money.
How can you learn to enjoy life more when you have so much financial pressure?
Bro,
Because Portuguese people are very loving and welcoming and happy, and they prioritize family time and, just live in life. How? Because I've learned that it's always the poorest countries that feel this way.
it is.
And they give the most also. How's that possible?
Bro, I would say that it's easier. It's easy to understand. When you have just a little, and when you know what is feel that the things you need things like you need food, or you are missing food, you are missing all the things that you need to just live. When you know the feeling of that, I think it's easier to share. It's easier to give because you know the feeling that you got in that time, and you don't want that anyone feels that.
I thought that.
It's my point of view. I'm not here to say that Portuguese people are everyone are poor or
Yeah,
something.
of course,
No.
there's a lot of.
We have rich, we have people with a good life. Like I have a good life, I don't have any of these problems, but I can't buy a new car, for example. I can live my life, I can be here, I can take some days off and go for a travel. I can do that, but also I'm also not living in Lisbon, so I don't pay the rents of Lisbon. I also have the advantage of I work in a international company, one of the biggest companies in the world. So we are talking about the first 10 companies. And my salary is really high comparing with the average.
Yeah.
It's maybe double or more than double that. And even with that, so I consider that I'm not poor, but even with that I can't buy a car or a thing, and that we are not talking car of 60,000. I'm talking a car of 10,000 euros. I can't buy because I can buy. Actually, I can, but if I buy, my bank account goes to zero, directly to zero. So the thing is like,
Yeah, one thing people don't do in Portugal, which they do back in Ireland, is they don't buy things that they can't afford. They don't buy a car, but then they have
yeah.
to pay 450 euros every month for the next 5 years.
So, but you are saying that
So-
Portuguese people do that, or
I don't think so.
you don't
Do
think-
they?
Yeah,
Not as much, I don't
we
think.
we are known because we are like that. Yeah, we don't buy a lot. But now with the global thing, with the things, the American people doing advertisement to the credit cards and all that things, it's worse. But yeah, but we were that. But I don't know if it's worse, bro, because like actually sometimes a credit or something alone, it's the best option. Financially also, it's the. I'm not saying that that people are dumb. What I'm saying is that it's a culture. It's a thing that is cultural. My father, for example, or my mother, the only loan that we were used to have was the house, because for Portuguese people it's impossible to buy a house like
For cash,
yeah, for cash, like it's impossible, bro.
Everywhere is impossible.
No, not everywhere, and not for everyone, let's
No,
say.
but for most people.
Yeah, for most people.
For most people, you know. I talked to you about this yesterday. I said that, funny enough, the reason why most people are poor and broke is because they believe that they are poor and broke. You know?
I said more or less the same to my father 2 days ago. Yeah, and in certain way he agreed with me, but in another,
And also, it depends how you define richness.
yeah, of course, of course.
What does rich mean to you?
Rich, rich means that you have like in we are talking about financial part, right? Or
No,
rich,
just the word rich. What does rich mean to you?
rich means that you can, that if you are rich means that you can afford things and quantities higher than the quality of life that you need, or that you.
So does richness come in? Is it measured in what? How do you measure richness?
Well, if we are talking about financial, we can measure
No.
by the money, or by the actives, you know,
It depends it depends how you describe richness. What richness means to you, because for one person richness can mean $1 million in their bank account, but for another person richness could mean living on the beach surrounded by dogs and not having a job and just living, or having a family with 20 grandkids, you know. But what is your best case scenario? What is the thing for you?
for me. For me, I think we already talked about that many times. But for me, would be that point would be with a pickup,
A pickup and a dog.
a pickup and a dog. No, but as my, like, I don't know, bro. Would be traveling around the world, doing what I want to do to make money and to stay with that life, with my family, with my wife, with my kids. with my wife, with my kids and dogs,
That's it.
dogs
Simple.
if possible, and all of this having a house here in Portugal, in Ericeira, to like waiting for me, waiting for my returning to Portugal to educate my kids and everything there. But always traveling, always free, and working with what I want to work, like what I want to do for the rest of my life.
What's that?
It's that my dream would be work fully in trading.
Okay. You said earlier that never is a strong word
Yeah, it
because
is.
never means it never happened, so it doesn't exist. So if it doesn't exist, you can't describe it, you can't see it, you can't.
No, you can.
How?
Is that?
So what does something that's dead feel like?
What?
It's dead, did you say?
No. It's that. It's what you are saying, bro.
Oh, it's
like
that, okay.
it's yeah. It's nothing. It's not to talk about. It's like empty. It's I would say, but I said that never. It's a strong word because not because it's a when you say never, it's a deal. You are saying deal. I will not do that. But sometimes the human action is not connected with what you want, is what you need in that moment. If you are, some people is enoughly, I don't know if it's the correct word, but strong to not do that things, even if they are,
resist, yeah.
if they to resist to that, But some people will not be so strong in that moment to say no,
To resist it,
to resist and to do. So nunca, I also learn because I said nunca many times that the thing after happened. So I was thinking, but I said never. I said nunca in Portuguese. I said never.
So what does always mean?
Always. Always is different. Always doesn't mean fully, or full, or doesn't always means with a close frequency, like
Frequency.
yeah, with a close frequency, like always can be every single month, or every single second, or every single minute. So always
So it's something that repeats.
that repeats exactly with frequency, like with so with the interval, a right interval, like always the same, always the same.
Same cycle.
Yeah, same cycle exactly. But doesn't mean that you are going to be there every single day. If you are going to be there every single month, you would just need to go there one times per month. If you are going to be there always, can be always every single day, every single month. Like you are not
Subjective.
in the day 20 you are not there, but in the day 14 you were there. So like, and that can be always. But yeah, welcome also to you to this paradise.
Bro.
This is the paradise of Portugal.
Seroquinho is like A lot of people come to Portugal and they come to Albufeira, Porto, Lisbon.
I feel sad.
Yeah, and I say that's not Portugal. That's not Portugal.
That's a street of America in Portugal.
Yeah, you're just going for a fancy holiday
Exactly.
that has resorts and it's all the same.
And you eat American food in the street, not Portuguese food.
You want to see Portugal, you need to travel through the country, and Sidoquinha is in the center of Portugal. The best way for me to describe it is like waterfalls, lakes, rivers, mountains, small villages, 50-cent coffee.
50 cents. Exactly. Not €2 in Albufeira or €4 sometimes in a hotel of 5 stars.
It's real Portugal.
Yeah.
Portugal is. I fell in love with Portugal, man. The very first time I came here, yeah. There's a special energy, and I think it goes back to what we were talking about earlier. It's the people. It's having gone through a difficult period in history. That created strong people, And like always, strong people create good times, and good times create soft people. And soft people create difficult times. And right now we are in the transition between soft people creating difficult times.
Why you say that?
Because we have gone completely crazy as a society. The things that we do, the things that we worry about, the things that we argue over are completely insane, invalid. We shouldn't even be fucking thinking that way. A lot of people have lost what is true, what is life, and they've preoccupied themselves with bullshit. Bro, we live on a planet that is hurling through space, and somehow me and you are sitting here recording a podcast. And we are worried about the politically correct things you can say on Instagram, or what you identify as, or really, like that's what we're gonna spend our time worrying about. What about the quality of our food? What about the physical?
It's that joke that you ask to the kid. From where comes the milk?
Yeah.
And the kid says the supermarket. From the supermarket. Yeah, not from the cow. From the supermarket.
I think it's absolutely crazy what is happening. We are money obsessed. We are arrogant. We are selfish. We only care about ourselves, but we don't see the bigger picture. We don't see the fact that we're all in this together.
And because of that we don't think in that, we are disappear all also together.
Oh, bro. If you could go back 10 years in time and meet yourself, what would you tell yourself? What would you tell 17-year-old Joao?
I could say many things, but I would say try to enjoy every single thing that you live. Try to enjoy every single thing that you live, and don't think. Do the things, and like make different things and build whatever you want to build, and don't think on what the what the other people think about you, you know.
Stop worrying about others.
Don't worry about that, you know. Don't worry about that, because it was a big problem that I had, and I did so many decisions because what the people would think about me if I
If
choose.
I did that, yeah.
And I think that some bad times that I had in the past was because of that, because I was trying to make someone happy with my way, you know, and not I was not focusing in me and make me happy to me, you know, like. And I think that's the big advice to, because like regarding the things that the teenagers today and the young people today think, I don't think in that things, because I would not need to worry about with that
It's a
things.
different world,
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't think in that things. I don't use that things. I don't do what that things. So it's okay for me that part. The part was to the pressure that your parents and the family can do on you, you know, all that pressure can completely change your personality.
When you're trying to please other people, you please nobody
Exactly.
and not yourself.
Exactly. And yeah, what was that?
Are you happy now?
If I'm happy now. Yes. I'm 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 happy with my history, you know?
With your past?
Yeah, with my past. I'm happy with that. If you ask me if I would do, or if I would do the things differently if I had the opportunity, some, of course, that some things, yeah, I would do differently.
But if you could go back in the past and do things differently, you wouldn't be the person in the position you are in today.
I know.
Your life would be completely different.
Yeah, I know.
You would be surrounded by different people. You will have achieved different things. You will have gone through different problems and challenges.
But that things don't scare me, you know.
What scares you? What's the thing that scares you the most? What's your biggest fear?
I never talking that. Maybe lose everyone that I love. You know,
Yeah.
lose my, all, for example, all my family or something like that would be the most painful thing that I think I would feel. You know, when I say family, it's not just family, but
People close to you.
yeah, people. When I say family, it's everyone that makes part of my life. My friends are my family also. So lose all that people, or at least lose a big part of that people, would be really difficult to me.
Yeah. But pain is an interesting emotion because pain gives you the opportunity. It's hard, but you have different options when you feel pain. What are you gonna do with that pain? How are you gonna? What's your outlet? You know. And for a lot of people, the easy one is alcohol, gambling, porn, different addictions, you know. But you have the opportunity to use it as fuel to become better.
Exactly. I would say that also. Yeah.
The same environment can create two completely different individuals. You can have two individuals who grow up in a favela in Brazil, but one would stay there forever and become an alcoholic and sell drugs and just waste his life away. But the other guy would use the pain of that existence as fuel to become something extraordinary. To become a world champion in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, for example. And I think too many people take the first path when they have pain in their life. They just want to escape it.
Yeah.
Don't feel it.
So they go for the easy way.
The easy way, which numbs you. You forget about everything. It doesn't matter. It's tomorrow's problem. You know? And also, man, because it's difficult. It's difficult to take that second option. It's difficult to do the hard work. To do the thing that no one wants to do. If it was easy, bro, everyone would do it.
Bro, and we would be easy. For all the people, would completely change the world, bro. It would completely change the environment. It would completely change the. I don't know, bro. Maybe sometimes more competitive, you know, and that can be good in one way, but can be really bad. So let's leave the things how the things are now. Let's not change the thing for now, at least. Let's not change the things. The things that we don't have, better, of course, better things to.
Well, that's our obsession, isn't it? We always want to change everything.
Yeah. We just feel we just feel good changing.
Why do you think that is? Is it because people are uncomfortable in their own skin?
Some people don't know that because never tried. I say that, bro, because I did that, and I got the feeling of feel better in one way that you can't describe. You know, I can describe. I'm not more happy than yesterday. I'm not, but I feel different, and you can't describe that. So, if you are doing a thing that you are not used to do, it's already an adventure. You know, it's already a new thing in your life. The life is for that, in my opinion. But if you are doing that, bro. Like, doesn't matter, you know.
What do you think matters within this life?
Connections, people, communication, touch. All the things that the people don't have today or don't do, you know? Bro, be here with you, it's better than 99% of the things in just 1%. No, I'm joking. No, but I would say that it's better than, like, for me, I would not choose being in another place now. So I would not choose being in a hotel, 5-star hotel in Dubai. No, nothing, bro.
Bro, if you told me 2 years ago that we would be back here again, but this time we would be recording a podcast, I would say, what the no, how, what? No.
I would say the same. But now I said differently also.
But man, life is so unpredictable.
When I was like, guys, you need help? You need help?
Bro, life is so unpredictable. If you find it within your heart to just trust that there's something bigger than you that's controlling your life, and the plan has already been laid out for you, like your book is already written, you're just reading through it chapter by chapter, page by page. First of all, the first thing that happens when you do surrender like that is you become a lot more present and you become a lot more happy. You're grateful for what you have. You realize the things that are perhaps negative, but you're very appreciative of the positive. And that also allows you to just trust and just fucking take a chance on life. Do something that's scary, do something that sounds insane. Whether it's a challenge, whether it's starting your own business, whether it's whatever it is. Just try.
Yeah, bro.
Because you don't know where that path takes you.
Yeah.
And then where that path ends, where the next one begins.
I think exactly the same, bro. I think exactly the same. I don't do, and you know, that I don't do more than enough the things that I want to do because of, sometimes it's because of money, major, I would say. The money can change also that, but like, you can do in a different way, you know, you can do. Sometimes you don't need to do that connections in another place. Can be in your place, can be in your whatever, in your city, in your gym, in your
in your local town.
In your local place like Portugal. You don't need to go to Australia or to whatever to make that connections and to, you know.
Bro, the biggest thing I learned from traveling was that whatever questions I had about myself, about life, about everything that I thought I would find out there in the world, I never did. I never did.
So?
All the answers to those questions are within. All of them. The most important question, which is, why am I the way I am, and why is my life like this? And just play your whole life up until today on repeat, you know. Analyze, like, what happened and what caused me to end up here, and understand. And that's how you understand the game, which is what we talked about earlier. In order to understand the game, you need to play the game, and you need to learn from the game.
Exactly.
By sitting on your couch and watching the game, you don't learn. You know the rules of the game, but you don't know where there are no rules. You don't know what's truly possible.
True. It's a truth, bro. It's a truth of our lives also. But people needs to understand that. But people, that's not made to all the people understand, bro.
No.
Because if all the people understand, also the world would collapse, bro.
Yeah, society would cease to exist as we know it. Yeah.
You know, it's not supposed. It's supposed the ones that can understand it, that can discover that, for that ones, change all the actions or whatever they want to change. But change because you know you are the small community that knows that, you know. So
The first step in understanding the game is understanding the things that happened and understanding why they happened.
but sometimes you just need to accept.
Yeah, some things you can't change.
But see, when I talk about that thing of the accept the things, you know, the thing is, sometimes you have the answer, but the answer is also difficult to accept. The thing is, when you accept, that doesn't hurt. You need to have a hand for that thing. You need to have a final line to that thing. So, you just need to disappear with that, you know? So you just accept. Okay, that happened. Okay, what do I need to do now? Let's do that.
But everything that happens, you know, most people will always say it happens to me. But life doesn't happen to you. Life happens for you.
Yeah. And that thing was for you because was supposed to go for you.
Even if it's difficult and painful to understand and accept.
Yeah.
But if you don't, if you never accept this reality, you will always be stuck there. And also you need to understand that everyone's life is completely different.
Yeah.
Everyone's journey is... The beginning and then the ending is the same. Life and death. But
One thing that I learned also, and that one is really, really, really good, was that it's really easier when to explain to the other people the things and your vision with you first understand and discover how that person receives the information that you give, you know, receives the way that that person receives the feedback from you, you know.
okay.
So what I would say is also understand how your, in that case, can be whatever, can be a friend, can be a person that you don't, normally it's with people that you don't know so well, because you don't know so well, so you don't know how that person will receive the information. But if you understand how to communicate with each one, and the big, for example, the big CEOs that we see going to the TV, talking, they are people that knows how to explain
To people like
to
me and
people the things differently. For example, if they go to a things, I don't know, for kids they explain in one way, for like in a formal meeting they
the
explain in
language
a
is different.
exactly. So if you know how to understand first before you express your feelings, or you whatever you want to explain something to someone, if you understand first how the person is going to receive the information, it's better to explain, because you can go for one way that person will understand everything, or you can do it in another way that will be a little bit mess for their head, you know.
Which is why it's important to listen more than talk.
Exactly. That give us that point also.
You need to listen more, you need to observe people, you need to understand their body language also.
Everything, yeah.
And when you do that, like for example, if you're in a crowd of people and there's one person who's always trying to raise their voice and be heard, That's someone who's trying to get attention. And the reason why they may want this attention may be different. Maybe they want to be popular. Maybe they never were. Maybe they were never the cool kid in class, in school, you know? Maybe they want validation. Maybe they're insecure within themselves. Maybe they need people to approve of them. They feel like they need to please someone, you know? The person who's in the crowd who's always shy and always quiet. Why? Are they afraid? Are they afraid that others may not agree with their opinion? Are they afraid of what they might think of her appearance? Why? Was it a bad experience in the past? And all these things, like that is the beginning of your journey to understand yourself. Like understand why you made that decision. Understand why you are the way you are. And fix it.
Put the things in.
Fix it, work on it. Bro, I grew up, I was a very shy kid. I never talked to people. I hated talking to people. Look at me now.
Doing podcasts.
But it's uncomfortable. You know? It's scary and it's uncomfortable, and that's exactly the thing that you need to do. A person who's shy and doesn't like to talk, man, their biggest fear would be to do a TED Talk in front of 10,000 people.
I never talked in that, yeah.
Everyone's behavior is directly correlated to their past.
Yeah.
To your programming, goes back to what we were talking about earlier. Again, it's like, if you want to change the programming, first you need to understand the code. You need to understand what's already taught to you since you're a kid.
Yeah.
Then you can say, okay,
you need to go back a little bit and accept some things that you didn't accept in that moment.
Yeah.
Also. True.
There's many things in my life like that, man, that held me back for years. Years, bro. 10 years, some things, you know? For example, one thing which I always, again, not always because it's not forever, but for the last 10 years, one thing I've hated is my birthday. I hate my birthday with a passion, bro.
Why?
When my birthday comes around, I get so fucking angry and pissed off at everyone. Because all this time I thought it was because, well, first of all, it is true, but people are fake. Once a year they send you a message on Facebook, oh, happy birthday. What the fuck, I haven't spoken to you in 7 years. Fuck off. You know? But then I had a really deep think about this, and I think part of the reason is because when I was, I think 18, my first ever heartbreak, my first ever girlfriend broke up with me when I was 18 on my birthday. Couldn't have waited 2 days, no? You know? You don't do that shit on your birthday. So subconsciously, that was wired into me.
Never say never. Never say never. Never say never.
Subconsciously, things that happen to you, experiences, events, you know, like all of that gets programmed into you, and it's a part of you. And going back to what I said about making space, you need to go back, get rid of the old, make space, and be open for the new.
Yeah.
Actually, when you think about it, it's very fucking simple.
In the paper.
No, like, bro, the key to a rich and fulfilled life is very simple. Like, the formula is very simple. It's not rocket science. It's just difficult. And people don't want to do the difficult things.
Yeah, request more effort from the people. Yeah.
Bro, like to get in shape is simple. The formula is very simple. You need to exercise, you need to go to the gym, and you need to eat correctly and take care of your body. That's it. But you need to do it repeatedly, every day, for months and years. You know? Consistency, that's hard. People don't want to show up every single day.
Yeah.
Which, we live in a time right now, bro, where it's very easy to beat people in anything you do. Because most people don't want to work. They don't want to do the difficult things. They don't even want to show up. If you just show up every day at something, at a project of any sort, bro, you're already beating 80% of the people. Hard times, like we said, yeah, but also a great opportunity. If you just put your head down and lock in and focus on yourself and just show up, just keep going.
It's what we talk about.
Yeah.
Also, like, don't give up, you know. Don't give up. Never give up.
Even when you feel like giving up, even when you feel, ugh.
No, I will not. I will not return to that shit.
Yeah.
But if you continue, I would say that the probability of like have what you want should be 90, I don't know, percent, more than 90% of probability of you get the thing that you want.
Another thing which stops a lot of people also is they have a vision. They can see like what they want in the future, their dream life, you know. But they don't see the path. They don't see the journey. They don't see the steps, how to get there.
They want the destiny.
And therefore it seems impossible.
Yeah. They want the final part.
Yeah, but
now.
The thing is, it's not up to you.
Yeah.
It's not up to you. If you truly want that, if you truly believe you can have it and you will have it, then just fucking trust. Trust that the path is already laid out for you, and the God or the universe, whatever you want to call it, will guide you, will lead you, will show you the way. You might not see where you're going. You might see like 1 meter in front of your face, everything is foggy and blurry, you don't know where you're going. But you're going.
Yeah. And you will see if it's the right path or not.
There's a Chinese proverb that says, be afraid not of going slow, but of standing still. It doesn't matter if the thing you're going after it takes time and it's slow and it's small baby steps. It doesn't matter. It's better than standing still and not going anywhere.
True.
Because time will pass anyway.
Time doesn't stop.
Time will pass one way or another, so you might as well use it. You do work towards something. You know? Simple. But difficult.
For some people. No, it's difficult for everyone, actually. But some of them fight and the other people just see them.
Also, your life is a series of consequences.
Yeah.
Consequences from your decisions.
True.
Bro, thank you so much.
It's that? That's the final? Are you going to end with this conversation?
I think so, bro. I think that's a good one to end it on.
Yeah. I'm joking.
I think so. I think we've said enough.
Yeah.
The thing is, we've been talking like this for the last 2 days, non-stop.
And that's bad also.
Yeah.
You need to start to going to see the people for the podcast, and in the moment you You get there, you start the podcast without talking with the person, you know?
Yeah, it's interesting the role we play in each other's lives because we always kind of come and then go, come and go. And every time we come together, we share what happened in each other's lives, you know?
Yeah,
And how our journeys are going.
it's true. It's true.
Thank you, bro, and I hope we can do this again in the future.